Welcome, and thanks for joining us for the last of our three sessions to help you develop your financial literacy. In this session, we will discuss debt recovery and how to break the cycle of unemployment. Let's first explore the different types of debt. Thinking back to our earlier discussion, a credit card is a type of payment that uses a line of credit instead of the account holder's actual cash. When the credit card is not paid on an agreed upon date, interest and or late fees are charged and your credit report may be damaged. But when credit cards are paid on time and the amount owed is managed, credit cards can help build a positive credit history, making it easier to get loans. A bank loan or personal loan provides funds to a borrower and is paid back in installments. Personal loans are available from banks, credit unions, and online lenders. Unlike a mortgage, which is just for homes, a personal loan can be used for any purpose. As with credit cards, paying what is owed on time will help you build a positive credit history. Medical debt, also known as healthcare debt, includes the costs and expenses related to illness. It is different from other forms of debt because it is usually accumulated accidentally or at no fault of your own. Now that we have discussed the types of debt, let us spend some time understanding how to manage debt. While some types of debt are good, debt must be managed. Failure to repay your debt as you agreed can not only ruin your future chances to borrow, but it also can result in losing items that you own. As mentioned in the earlier module, the three major credit reporting agencies, TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian, track your credit history and report it to lenders. It is very important to repay your debts if you want a good credit report. The first step in prioritizing debt repayment is to list all of your loans and credit cards, including how much you owe on each. Write down the monthly minimum payment and the due date for each account. Doing this allows you to see in one place all of your debts you have that you need to be paid off. Again, doing this allows you to see in one place all of your debts you have that need to be paid off. Because payment history is the most important factor used to calculate your credit score, you never want to miss a payment. Debt avalanche and debt snowball are two payment methods that Experian suggests as the best ways to pay off your debt. The debt avalanche method is when you make a minimum payments on all your debts except for the one with the highest interest rate. You then pay as much on the highest interest rate account until it is paid off. Then move to the next highest interest rate. The debt snowball is similar in that you pay all of your minimum balances, but instead of paying off the highest interest rate, you pay off the debt the lowest balance first. Once you've paid off that account, you work to pay off the account with the next lowest balance. If you find that your payments are too much to handle, you can always ask your creditor for a payment plan. Start by calling your lender and asking for a lower interest rate. If you are struggling with your debt payments, it is important to consider the consequences for missing payments on each type of debt before trying the payment method suggested earlier. Make paying off debt with serious immediate consequences a priority. Let me repeat. Make paying off debt with serious immediate consequences a priority. When certain types of debt is not repaid, they will go into collections and negatively impact your credit. This will make it harder for you to get credit in the future. When you do not pay your debts, like past due credit cards or medical bills, they will go into collections. The creditor, or the person or company you owe, pays a collection agency a fee, which is usually a percentage of the amount you owe, to get you to pay your debt. This will hurt your credit score because once the debt is sold, both the creditor and the collection agency may appear on your credit report. However, you have rights when dealing with debt collectors because the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. If you believe the collector is a scammer, then report them to the Federal Trade Commission immediately. If you manage your debt, then you will never have to deal with collections. It's important, however, to know the signs that your debt is becoming more than you can handle. Some of the signs include only being able to pay the minimum payments. You pay your bills late, using all the available credit on your credit cards, being denied new credit, and having nothing in your savings account. Once you recognize that you have a debt problem, know that there is help available. Credit counselors can help you address your debt problem by working with you to develop a plan and put it into action. The Federal Trade Commission website, consumer.ftc.gov, offers advice on choosing a credit counselor. Debt consolidation may also help you address your debt problem. Debt consolidation is when you lower your cost of credit by putting all of your debt into one loan through a second mortgage or a home equity line of credit if you are buying your home. However, if you cannot make the payments or pay late, you could lose your home. It is important to know that there are many costs in addition to interest if you do this. The FTC Consumer Information website provides information on debt consolidation. Talking with a credit counselor about debt consolidation is also a good idea. You can recover from the most difficult financial situations and begin to rebuild your credit. The most important step to rebuilding your credit is paying your bills on time. It is also important to get caught up on your past due payments. Creditors do not like to see all of your credit accounts maxed out. According to Experian, you want to keep your credit utilization ratio below 30%. Your credit utilization ratio compares the amount of credit you are using, also called your balance, to the credit card limit you have. It is good to keep your balances low. You can also help your credit with a secured card where you actually use cash as collateral and then borrow some of that cash and pay it back on time. In other words, you loan yourself money that's placed on a credit card, like a prepaid credit card. You can also improve your credit if you become an authorized user on someone else's account that is in good standing, or you can open a joint account with someone with good credit. If you are trying to improve your credit, be careful with opening new credit card accounts. Even applying for them could affect your credit. Bankruptcy is a legal process through which people or other entities who cannot repay debts to the people or companies they owe, otherwise known as creditors, may seek relief from a court from some of all their debts. Although bankruptcy has serious consequences, including lowering your credit score, in some cases, it makes the most sense. If you file under Chapter 13 and you already have a steady income, you can keep property like a mortgaged home or a car. If you file under Chapter 7, you might lose your home or car. The Chapter 13 process requires you to pay a lawyer and get a credit counseling from a government-approved organization. In Chapter 13, the court approves 3 to 5 year payment plan, and after the agreed upon terms are met, your debts are discharged. A Chapter 7 bankruptcy completely discharges the debt, but it remains on your credit report for 10 years from the filing date. Chapter 13 cycles off credit reports 7 years after the filing date. Regardless of the type of bankruptcy you file, your credit report will be impacted. Speak with a credit counselor before filing for bankruptcy. We have spent quite a bit of time talking about your debt. One of the best ways to avoid unimaginable debt is to have a great career. Now, let's spend some time talking about how to make money. Some people are looking for alternatives to traditional W-2 employment and consider becoming an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur is basic terms for someone who starts, owns, or runs a business. Entrepreneurship usually, but not always, means some form of self-employment. Some exceptions to that rule are work from home or remote jobs. About 50% of all startup companies fail in the first 5 years. Generally, entrepreneurs work 50 to 60 hours a week, but on the positive side, their earning potential is not capped. Not only could you set your own schedule, but you make the decisions. There are multiple types of entrepreneurial business opportunities. You can start your own business. You can buy a business, either an existing or a franchise. You can even turn a hobby into a business. With technology improving every day, having online business is now an option as a work from home job where you can use a computer or a phone. Some people also have a side hustle, a job that they have in addition to their regular job. Side hustles can offer several benefits, including flexibility and additional income. However, you should always be aware that some side hustles require that your income be reported to the IRS and the state. You should talk to your supervisor or someone in the human resources department of your side hustle to determine how you will be paid and how much in taxes you should have taken out of each paycheck. You can also talk to the person who does your taxes. Side hustle work may not provide benefits, and the income may be inconsistent. So, with a side hustle, you still need a bank account. You still need to use the money management skills that were discussed earlier. Technology has also produced a whole new way to make a living. Many workers are part of the gig economy. The gig economy is a labor market term related to short-term contracts or freelance work instead of a permanent job. Some people think of gig work as side hustle. In most cases, the shifts or projects are flexible, and a gig worker might have multiple gigs. Also, in most cases, the company associated with a gig worker is not their employer because you earn commissions with no benefits. The company serves mainly as a connector that brings the contractor and client together. Some of the more popular gig economy jobs are taxi alternatives, such as Uber, Lyft, food delivery, Grubhub, Uber Eats, Fiverr, Amazon Flex, TaskRabbit, Mechanical Turk. While those are familiar, there are gig opportunities in writing, software development, accounting and finance, and project management. One of the biggest drawbacks to working in the gig economy is the lack of benefits. Most gig workers are not offered healthcare insurance, and most gig workers do not have paid vacation. You do not get paid when you are not working. Another danger to working in the gig economy is inconsistent income. Since most gig workers are paid by the task, if a project takes more time than expected, a gig worker will see their hourly rate decline. Also, you'll need to make sure that you have the right amount of taxes taken out of your check or put the money you will owe in taxes in a savings account. A resume is a document that focuses on your skills, achievements, and work experience. Resumes help you show an employer that you deserve an interview for a position. Therefore, you should showcase the skills you have that will be beneficial to an employer. You should show through your resume that you have great communication and problem solving skills, that you're on time, a great team player, and a quick learner. Regardless of the type of job you are applying to, a supervisor is going to look for these skills. Once you feel comfortable with your skill set, you might find it helpful to find a job placement or staffing agency to find your perfect job fit. A job placement agency focuses on placing temporary employees, and they are often the employer instead of the company where you work. A job placement agency can often get you in the door where you can get the opportunity to get direct employment. Networking means that you get to know the people who can help you get a job. Even if you are a shy person, you should make time for networking because it can help you get a good job. However, you should you shouldn't directly ask a person for a job. Instead, you should get to know the person better and let them know you through conversations. Then, when the time is right, you can let them know that you're in the market for a job. Let them know that you would appreciate it if they could let you know if they've become aware of a position that you should apply for. While you hope that the person will help you out, you should also ask yourself, how can I help them? You may have some skills or experience that may be beneficial to the other person. Remember, you're developing a professional two-way relationship with someone. This relationship should benefit both of you. When you are looking for a job, you do not just do one thing. You use all available resources, including your state's regional job centers. You can post your resume and register your job search at your state's regional job center. You can also access their placement services once you are registered. The internet has made finding a job much easier. Again, the internet has made finding a new job much easier. There are numerous websites that post job openings. Some of the most popular sites are Monster.com and Indeed.com, where you can search millions of jobs online. These websites also offer tools for your job search, such as a resume assistance and company reviews. Once you have an idea of the types of jobs that fit your interest, you can create a search profile and have jobs sorted and sent to you by various job boards. Most job boards lets you create a job alert and send jobs that match the profile you set up directly to your email. The job boards offer step-by-step instructions on how to set up alerts. Spend some time researching each company that you're interested in. There are websites like Get Glassdoor that can tell you about the company that you're interested in. Some employers may require pre-employment online assessments. These assessments should not be taken lightly, and many require preparation. These tests are usually designed to measure skills, intellect, personality, or other characteristics. If you're asked to take a test, researching the type of test you will take will help you become more prepared. Most employers are using technology to sort through potential candidates. It is important that your resume use words that will be identified by computer software for you to be considered for a job. The term keyword is used to describe words that are identified by company software that might suggest that you are a good employee for a position. Make sure you adjust your resume for every position you apply for to make sure that you meet the requirements for that job. If the job description asks for specific skills, make sure your resume uses those exact words. Adjust your resume to the keyword search, but remember only add actual talent and work performed. It is critical that you do not lie on your resume. Also, most employers expect you to have online presence. Keep in mind that many employers will search for you online and that they might view your Facebook page, read your tweets, and scroll through other social media accounts you may have. Watch what you post. Again, watch what you post. Even if you delete something, it may still be found on the internet. We want to get beyond surviving to thriving. Once you manage debt, you can start enjoying life and building wealth. Following the steps in this training will help you do just that. Congratulations! You have completed session 3 of 3. Now it is time to check your knowledge. After exiting this video, please proceed to knowledge check number 3. Remember, you must watch all 3 videos and complete all 3 knowledge checks to receive your certificate of completion. You're welcome to revisit this video at any time. This training was brought to you by the Harlem Independent Living Center Incorporated, the Mahogany Group, Green Canvas Productions, Diagonal Media, the Financial Education Network, and we'd like to thank Kathleen D. Taylor, LLC, Certified ASL Interpreter, for the session sign language interpretation.